Welcome to Business Book Daily. Today I'm breaking down a book about outbound sales, repeatable process, and how companies can turn revenue from a hope into a system. I'll cover the big idea, the practical business lesson, and 3 sharp insights you can use right away. Let's get into it. But first, a word from our sponsor. Want to sell more without adding fixed payroll? A lot of smart operators hire commission-only reps, experienced sellers who get paid only when they produce results. If that sounds like a smarter way to scale, post your opportunity at commissiononly.com. Thousands of motivated reps are actively looking for performance-based roles right now. Commissiononly.com. Today's book is Predictable Revenue by Ross and Marylou Tyler. Ross is a sales advisor, entrepreneur, and former Salesforce executive known for helping companies build repeatable outbound sales systems, and Tyler is a sales process expert who helps companies improve prospecting, pipeline quality, and revenue growth. Their core argument is simple. Predictable revenue comes from repeatable process. Sales growth should not depend on hero reps, random referrals, or last-minute pushes at the end of the quarter. Companies can make revenue more predictable by building a clear system for finding, qualifying, and closing the right customers. That's what makes this book useful. Most companies want more sales, but they don't have a real sales machine. They have a few good reps, a loose process, a messy pipeline, and a lot of hope. Some months look strong. Other months fall apart. Leaders blame the reps, the market, or the leads. But the deeper issue is often the system. The book makes a clear point. When prospecting, qualification, closing, and account growth are treated as separate jobs with clear rules, sales becomes easier to manage and easier to scale. The goal isn't just more activity. The goal is controlled, repeatable growth. One of the strongest ideas in the book is that sales roles should not all be mixed together. A common mistake is asking one salesperson to prospect, qualify, demo, close, manage accounts, and chase renewals. These tasks require different skills and different energy. Prospecting is about creating new conversations. Closing is about guiding active buyers through a decision. Account management is about keeping and growing customers. When one rep owns everything, important work gets skipped. Another key lesson is that outbound sales works best when it's targeted. Predictable revenue does not come from blasting random prospects. It comes from knowing exactly which companies are a strong fit and reaching the right people inside those companies. That means defining the ideal customer profile, choosing target accounts carefully, and sending relevant messages. The point is not to contact everyone. The point is to create useful conversations with buyers who are likely to have the problem you solve. The book also explains why qualification protects the sales team's time. Not every lead deserves the same attention. A prospect may be interested but not ready, curious but not a fit, or polite but unlikely to buy. Strong qualification helps the team separate real opportunities from weak ones. This improves forecast quality, protects closers from wasting time, and keeps the pipeline honest. A smaller pipeline full of real buyers is better than a huge pipeline full of wishful thinking. There's also a useful lesson about pipeline stages. A messy pipeline makes revenue feel mysterious. A strong pipeline shows where every opportunity stands and what needs to happen next. Each stage should have a clear meaning. A prospect who replied once is not the same as a prospect who confirmed pain, budget, authority, and timing. Clear stages help managers coach better, forecast more accurately, and spot where deals are getting stuck. Another important idea is that sales growth improves when the system keeps learning. A sales process should not be frozen forever. Teams should keep improving messages, target lists, qualification rules, handoffs, demo structure, and follow-up. The best sales teams don't rely only on talent. They build a process, measure what happens, and keep tuning the machine. So how do you apply this? Start by separating your sales work into clear jobs. Look at how your team currently spends time across prospecting, qualifying, closing, onboarding, and account management. If your closers are spending too much time hunting for cold leads, they may not be using their highest value skills. If no one owns outbound prospecting, new pipeline will always feel uncertain. Assign clear ownership so each part of the process gets consistent attention. Next, Define your ideal customer profile with real discipline. List the industries, company sizes, roles, pain points, buying triggers, and situations where your offer works best. Don't settle for vague answers like small businesses or enterprise buyers. The clearer the target, the easier it is to find good prospects, write useful outreach, and avoid wasting time on companies that were never likely to buy. Then build a simple outbound process your team can repeat. Decide how prospects will be researched, contacted, followed up with, and handed off once they show interest. Create message templates, but don't make them robotic. The goal is to give the team a strong starting point while still making each message relevant to the buyer. A repeatable process gives you something to improve. After that, tighten your qualification rules. Decide what must be true before a lead becomes a real sales opportunity. This might include a clear pain, a business reason to act, the right decision maker, a possible budget, and a realistic timeline. When qualification is weak, the pipeline gets inflated. When qualification is strong, the team spends more time with buyers who can actually move forward. Finally, review the system every week. Look at new conversations created, meetings booked, qualified opportunities, close rates, deal size, sales cycle length, and where prospects drop off. Don't use the numbers only to pressure the team. Use them to find the weak points in the system. Predictable revenue comes from improving the machine, not just telling people to work harder. Now, here are 3 insights worth sharing. First, a sales team is not scalable if the whole process depends on a few heroic reps doing everything themselves. Second, the best pipelines are not the biggest. They're the cleanest, most honest view of real buyer demand. Third, predictable revenue starts when sales stops being a personality contest and becomes a system the company can improve. Today's closing sponsor is memoirghostwriting.com. Many of the best business books start as ideas leaders have been refining for years. Ghostwriting.com works with founders, executives, and industry experts to turn those ideas into polished business books that build authority, attract leads, and open doors. They handle everything from interviews to writing to editing to publishing. If there's a book in your head that should already be helping your business, learn more at memoirghostwriting.com. That's it for today. See you next time.